We need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk, Rap, man. Where you been at?
I've been in my little cave.
Yeah, we know, man. we see you come from hibernation sometimes. Like, we saw you Dreamville Fest.
Yeah.
You know, I just seen you a few weeks ago for the Lauren concert. But you really been in hibernation and, well, I don't know, you got the music locked away.
Yeah.
Underground.
Yep. Lock and key.
Lock
Real
and key.
tight. You need a password.
Yo, I know.
A snake charmer.
You know, I have to respect it though, because when you drop music, you know, it's a real situation. You know, so I understand, but we have been waiting.
The wait is almost over.
All right, you've been telling me that for like 2 years now.
I was starting too early.
Okay.
I thought I was done several times, but I'm a perfectionist in a way. So
Capricorn?
Aquarius. Yeah. I had a lot to say. That's what it is.
Okay.
I had a lot to say. And yeah.
Did the message keep changing?
No, it's not a central message.
Okay.
It's just a lot of honesty and truth. Allowing people to really see me. Not to hide behind deep lyrics or metaphors. You know, just be more profound, being fearless, being vulnerable, allowing myself to be naked. So yeah, but I had a lot to say because I've never been that vulnerable. I'll shine more light on the world and other people before I allow people to see me. So it's been I ain't gonna say too much, but it's been many, many years of just holding a lot in. So I had to just get it all out.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that then.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm happy with it.
That's, I was about to say, you feel free?
Yeah, this is the most peaceful I've ever been. Wow. Any project, you know, I'm always excited, but there's a little level of anxiousness. And I think that's because, like, the idea of, I hope it does good. What is that, right? Mm-hmm. And you figure out that, you know, the standards of what is successful in the music business is not real. You know, these numbers, a lot of them are fabricated. Some of them are real. It's your connection with people. Yeah. And so this is the most peaceful I've ever been.
I love to hear that. It's funny because I was saying, like, your music is, like, sacred because, and I had this conversation often about just, like, albums not mattering and people not putting, like, love into their albums. But every time you drop an album, it's Grammy nominated, you know?
Not every time.
Pretty much.
But I think the level it could be.
The last two.
Eve wasn't nominated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Eve wasn't nominated?
He wasn't nominated.
Dang. It's all right. It's all right. But yeah. Layla's was.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, impeccable. Still one of my favorites. But I like to have this conversation just about, like, albums because I do feel like they're not really cherished anymore.
Right.
And also I feel like when it comes to, like, women rappers, they never, like, talk about women with phenomenal albums. Like, the conversation is always Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
Right.
You know, Charlamagne always says Rapsody is the best rapper who's not Kendrick Lamar. I hate when he does that because I feel like he's, like, trying to put me in a pin-to-pin type of situation. But, you know, he's kind of not lying. So, what do you attribute that to? Or does that even bother you that you're not in a conversation with those three? What's up, guys? I'm Nyla Symone, and I hope you're enjoying this interview. If you are, just do me a favor. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow the channel.
I think I spend so much time, like, trying to earn respect or whatever. I have it from the people that matter. You know, I have it from my peers. I have it from legends, from my village of fans. So it's cool. Like, I understand everybody's not always going to like everything. I'm cool with everybody not liking me or thinking whatever their opinion is. You have a right to have an opinion. I'm so good in who I am and my ability and what I've done thus far and the opportunity to do so much more. I'm so at peace. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just so unplugged from the matrix of it all. Right? That's why Asteroids has that, you know, that inspiration of the matrix in it. Because, again, like, you know, how we value music has changed, I think, from the past. And it's not so much about the talent. It's more so about the entertainment of it all. And I put the talent before the entertainment. The talent can become entertaining, but I'm not here to entertain you. Me personally. Some people are, and we need a spectrum of it all. But But I'm a truth seeker, a truth teller. I'm here to connect with people. I'm here to make the soundtrack to life, and just use my gift in that way. So
I know you said on this album you have a lot to say, but I feel like with Asteroids you said a lot. I mean, like you had to run it back and really catch the things you were saying. But a few things that stuck out to me was definitely the hold on, I screenshotted the ones I went to bring up, but definitely the Jay-Z bar where you said people calling you a clout chaser.
Oh yeah.
Have people really called you a clout chaser for that?
Yeah, I mean, I as an artist, I probably should not read the comments, but I do. I'm online, so I like to observe and just see what people are saying. And there was a time where, you know, it would see like, oh, she only mentioned Jay-Z for clout, or you always mentioning Jay-Z, and it was like, normally, you know, I'm never in no beef, no drama. I see a lot of things that I would want to say something about, and I'm just like, it's not worth my energy. I'm not giving you the light.
Right.
But in an artistic way, I'm going to show you how I feel about it. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I talk about things that I experienced. Like, I have interactions with Jay. I know Jay. I don't talk to him every day. Do I have his number? No. But,
yeah, you know him more than the person in the comment section saying that complaint. That's why I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Right. And he's one of the he's probably the greatest rapper, arguably, to ever exist. And he's done so much, and he's so much a part of the culture. So it's easy for me to draw examples of him and just put in, it's just, I'm sorry, that's just what it is.
No, that's understandable. Okay. I hate that anybody would even say that. I think that's dumb, but...
People going people.
People going people. But as my mom would say, some people's kids. You know, like, some people's kids.
That far right there.
Another line that I thought was interesting was, I thought the most love would come back from my ladies. About 60-40, I'm just making an observation.
Right.
That's analytic-wise, right?
Yeah.
So it's 60% men?
Yeah.
You know, mine is like that, too. And Sexy Reds is like that, too.
Right?
And I was just like, how? I don't understand that. Why is that?
That's what that was part of my self-reflection, because as a black woman, I would think that my experience as a black woman would resonate, right? And it was the complete opposite. And that's better. Like, early in the days, it was 75, 80%, right? I would go to shows. My shows were mostly men. And so, you know, I would always try to understand, like, what is the disconnect? And maybe it's in the way I rap, right? I'm a big fan of lyrics, metaphors. I'm a lyricist through and through.
Metaphors are crazy.
Yeah, and I think sometimes even the type of production too can lend itself to like men really enjoying that more. Like we have this conversation, or I see this conversation on Twitter about, you know, women complaining about sometimes the sexualization of women in music, not just hip hop, just music in general. And it's like, you know, it's because of the men. But in my observation, and there's nothing wrong with it, a lot more women buy into the images that are more sexualized, right? That's just the honest conversation. So, you know, I don't know, sometimes it could be, you know, I feel liberated through this music, you know, or whatever have you. But it's just the observation. And so I just speak on it. Because I know there's this narrative about men. We do live in a patriarchal system, but there's this narrative that it's only men holding up the sexualization of women in hip hop, and that's not true.
Yeah.
You know,
because also women can believe in patriarchy and fall into it as well.
Exactly.
But I do think like it's important, and that's why like I personally always just try to champion those who reflect the things that I like. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, I know you're just doing an observation, but the observation is true, and I feel like just not more people are cognitive that they're even falling for like that. They're not. They don't know that they're falling for it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Exactly. In a space of time that I think the listener sometimes doesn't always think for themselves. Yeah. You know, when you think about early hip hop, we did have guys in TV and DJs and radio, but the culture was at the forefront.
I was having this conversation with Miss Pat on the Breakfast Club, and she was saying that like, she said, your generation, all they do is want to be Sexy Red, but they not performing, and they wear that out regularly, and this, that, and the third. And what I was saying to her is that, like, I think that because, like, over-sexualization has been normalized, that even young girls who are kind of entering their womanhood, they think that that is what womanhood looks like because that's what they're seeing everywhere.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. Like, because she was saying, like, that's whole culture. And I was saying whole culture is now normalized. Right. So it's not like, she doesn't, you know, the girls who are following these footsteps aren't necessarily hoes because they dress like that. It's just the cultural norm now.
Right. That's presented to them, that they're being fed over and over and over again everywhere they look, even outside of hip hop.
Yeah.
Sexualization, and this is part of American society.
Yeah.
And again, that's just the thing. So how are we going to give permission without equal representation of what a woman in hip hop looks like? It's not one thing. It's many, many different things. It's very layered. And sometimes we ourselves can jump in and out of it.
Yeah.
One day we might feel like this, 12 a.m. girl. You know?
Would you say I was just twerking to Waka Flocka last Christmas? Yeah. Like, you know, pull a bar. But that's true. That is true. How it is.
Yeah. Like, we're not simple human. We're complex.
Yeah.
You know, we come from different experiences in our culture. Even how I grew up. Again, I hung with everybody. I know who I am, but, you know, I fit in all different spaces because I understand it. You know, I can turn it on when I want to. And when I don't, and it's really not me, I can just appreciate for what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't lose myself in it.
Now, a bar that had me a little concerned is when you said I almost went MIA on niggas like Lauren.
Yeah, that's a real thought.
Why? Like, what took you there?
I think I was so caught up in what was deemed successful or the idea of what made me feel like people cared, right? And it was a thought like, I don't think people care anymore, or maybe my time is up, or I don't really know if there's space for me. You know, it's this idea of how much longer can I do it at this level? Should I shift and do something else before it gets too you know, it was just a real human thought for me for as long as I've been doing it too, right? Hip-hop loves to age artists out.
Yes, they do.
That's a real thing, too. Mm-hmm. But it's beautiful to see, like, a lot of artists now across genres. Jelly, for instance, he just got Best New Artist. I think he's 39? How old? 39.
I didn't even know.
Right? There's another older lady at the Grammys who got, or something, she just got Best New Artist, and she was in her 80s.
What?
No lie. I don't know what genre it is, but... You know, but hip hop has a thing, and it's one thing. It's like a real thought. So, but the biggest thing was like, do people care?
Yeah.
So, you know, I was like, maybe I should shift and do something else. But I love it too much.
Thank God.
So.
Thank God. No, because I just don't know. Because like you said, we need both spectrums. Like, I like listening to Sexy Red and Lotto and all of them. But I need something when I'm like, you know, trying to decompress or self-reflect or whatever the case may be. So we need, you know, the voice.
And that's a good point too. You hear comments, you know, I know people say one thing about me, she's boring, right? They don't get into it. And I'm just like, well, if you're trying to turn up in the car to it and go to the club, then I can see how that might be your thing. There's a time and space for everything. And I think sometimes as listeners, we don't understand, like, yo, there's 7 days in a week. It's a lot of life going on in there. We're not in the club all the time. We're not with our friends turning up. You're not happy every day of the week. Sometimes you're reflective. Sometimes you're chilling. Sometimes you want to vibe. Sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you want to fuck a nigga up. It is what it is. You need some nuck and buck in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Carolina.
Sometimes you just need some background music that's just chill. Maybe that's where I fit in your world. Or somebody like me. You don't even have to like me, but it's understanding that, music, there's a space of soundtracks to our life. And it doesn't have to be one thing to be good. So
yeah, that's true. Not the boring line. They say that about Cole too, and I hate that. And I'm like, I don't understand what's boring about it. Y'all just don't. People don't like utilizing their brain. Anything where they feel like it's too much, they just want plain and simple.